So when I was young, I loved reading stories, short stories, especially because I couldn't read novels or self-help books, so I loved reading short stories, and I had this urge to write something on my own, to create or write my own stories. So I started writing, but the generation of writing and reading froze for a couple of years, and mobile phones came out, then social media got hooked on it, so I stopped reading or writing for a long time. But a couple of months ago, I decided to come back and write, and I decided to start a writing project where I write 10 short stories, different formulas, and today I actually finished it. Just today. And I've been doing this for nearly, I don't know, maybe 3 months. I wasn't consistent, I'm not gonna lie. I used to write a couple of pages in a day and then rest for the rest of the week. But now I'm done, now I'm finished, and I want to share the stories that I wrote. The first one is called Photogenic. It embodies the idea of self-image, how you perceive yourself. It talks about someone who hears about a magic mirror that you look in this mirror, or you look at this mirror, and it shows you the true form of your soul, true form of yourself. But the whole plot twist is that it doesn't show you anything more than any other mirror, just a regular mirror, but it gives you the feeling, or it's some sort of a placebo where you feel that this is a magic mirror, so you start perceiving yourself differently, and you start seeing yourself, your true self image. That's the whole idea. I wrote like, the first one I wrote like 18 pages, but it was full of bluff, a lot of unnecessary details and spaces, dialogues and stuff like that. I could have wrote the whole thing in just 6 or 8 pages or something. But it was a good start. Actually, it was a good concept to start with. Then I began to try and write some screenplays. So I wrote a story called The Very Confidential Meeting. It's about a world where there are some zombies, but these zombies are intelligent or not intelligent. They're just regular. Their brains are the same as when they were human. Just their body is rotting and dead, and they don't have rights anymore since they are perceived as monsters. But at the same time, they feel the same. They have the same feelings. They are the same persons. So it's just about the idea of they transformed from the outside, but from the inside they stay the same. But regular humans didn't transform from the outside; they transformed from the inside. So it's just the idea of who gets to decide who has rights or not. And if I transformed from the outside, but I'm the same from the inside, and you started perceiving me differently, who's the one that changed? Who's the one who became the monster? The third story, it was not a story actually, it was a poem. I tried to, uh, what can I say, experiment with my storytelling in a form of a poem. It didn't work out. I'm very bad at this. I couldn't rhyme a couple of words. It was about the meaning of love and stuff like that. It was long, and I didn't like it actually. I didn't enjoy it. I wasn't very good at it. I was choking and suffocating while writing it. So after that, I started to get more and more into screenplays, short ones. I wrote The Monster Who Stole Life. It's about a kid who stole a medicine to save a friend of his. It was a dilemma that I saw on Instagram. It says like, if you have a friend or a relative that needs a medicine, and this medicine is expensive and only have a chance to get it by stealing it, will you steal it and break the laws or not? So this monster stole it. He stole the medicine, and he was judged, or not judged. What's the word? He was executed. Yeah, he was executed. But the plot twist is that in the end, he's not a monster at all. He's perceived by the world or by the law as a monster, but the truth is he's just a kid. He just a 12-year-old kid. He was executed because the law says so, and the law protects the one who has the money, not the human rights or the one who needs the law at all. Next, I wrote A City of No Crime. It's about a city where the streets are always perceived by cameras, so nobody's committing any crimes in front of these cameras. But the plot twist is that the cameras can break the law also, so they can't invade privacy, so they can't hang cameras in houses, so all the crimes just happen in houses, and it's happening actually worse than regular people are kidnapping people from outside the city and torture them inside the houses and stuff like that. It's just the embodiment of not having or not being able to have a perfect world, because crime is deep into human. Next, I started experimenting with weird ideas. All the things that I wrote before this was ideas that I had and started writing it, but from now on I started writing just what I feel, just sit down and write what I feel. I wrote The Devil on Me. It's about another world that lives around us, a world of devils who are all around us and try to communicate with us, but not everyone can communicate with them. And the whole idea is that they're not devils, they're just other beings, or it's just about the idea of having a world that you don't know about that exists, or just like if I told you that there is life in space or life underground, just the idea that you can't have life all around you without being able to see it or perceive it. It wasn't big actually, it wasn't very good, but I enjoyed it. Then I wrote Menu of Life. You're in a restaurant with a friend, and you start by choosing the major of the college that you want to get in, then what job you want to get in, and so on. Start ordering decisions of your life from this restaurant and start suffering the consequences later on. It's just about the idea of making life decisions. That's what I felt like started writing it. Then I had chasing her. I don't remember this one. It's 3 pages and a half about a guy who was trying to impress his neighbor girl, but instead of doing this, he just gave her the worst impression ever, and he goes to jail. After all that, he shoots a ball on her face. He throws a cat on her face, and the cat starts scratching her face, and then he bumps into her on a bus, and then he drive a bus through her house, like literally through her house, and then he goes to jail. But at least he gets to have a kiss on his cheek eventually. So number 9, it was called A Wish to Be Granted. It was just a sketch. I had the idea to write something very deep about to be choosing wisely when you wish and stuff like that, but I wrote a sketch about a weird genie who he grants you 2 choices and you choose one, and this option that you choose is your wish. Like, yeah, and you have 2 options and you choose one of them, but the twist is that he doesn't choose these 2 options. The one who scratches the lamb before you chooses the options, so you choose one option, then give him 2 options for the one next to you or the one after you. It wasn't the best, but it was a great build-up for the last one. Last but not least, and actually the best one of them, I had the idea to write something like that from before I actually started writing anything. I just want to try this one. It's called A Story. A Story. It's a story called A Story about a guy called Guy who has a crush on a girl called Girl. It's just, it was very deep. A lot of feelings and emotions that I felt. I started pouring in this story. He's a guy. He knows that he's in a story, and he's telling you the story, a word after a word, and he knows that you are a reader. He knows that there is a writer, and he blames him for everything that's bad in his life, like having a shitty job or not living a life of a hero or a cool protagonist. And through the days, the writer started granting him a daily wish. He gets a decision every day to decide and do something new on his own on the story, but the whole twist is that in the end, there's no writer at all. He was the writer all the time, and he was in control of all of his life, but he decided to relieve his ego and just create an imaginary entity to start blaming him. But in the end, he tells you that he's the writer and there's no writer at all. He was just protecting his ego to not call himself a loser over and over, because he couldn't accept his failures and all of this. It's just about the human nature, nothing more than that. And these are the same stories that I wrote. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed writing, putting all these emotions and feelings into a couple of words and making it a story. It's really fun, and in the future I I'm looking forward to make short animation films, and I hope that by practicing my writing